Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Promise from the Awakening Collective, here to do a Tarot Tuesday reading. Kind of get a little glimpse, insight onto what you could expect for today or in the next couple of days. Remember, energy and time are fluid, so if it doesn't resonate, don't try to make it fit. Also, be sure to visit our website if you're in need of any crystals or smudging, sage, incense, candles, divination tools, etc. You can find all that stuff at our store or online at www.theawakeningcollective.com. All right, so let's get into it. Spirit messages for our viewers and the highest and greatest good, please. The struggle is real. All right, Spirit. I'm going to pull the past, present, future, next steps, influencing energy, possible outcome, overall energy, to kind of get a glimpse of what's going on this week for you, Spirit. And please share with us any information we need to know for our greatest and highest purposes. Spirit, please show me what the viewer needs to know for the greatest and highest good. Past energy here. Oof, the Tower. Present energy. Now, the Tower to me, whenever I see that, it's always like an indication that, you know, you thought life was going great and somebody came and something, a situation, an event, something like that happened and just kind of like ripped the rug out from underneath you. And you're kind of sitting there, dazed, confused, wondering what the heck happened. How do I move forward? How do I pick up the pieces? Where do I go next? That type of energy. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of destruction. There's a lot of like feeling lost, powerless, things like that. So that's in your past energy. And then in your present energy, there's a sense of, you know, not really knowing what to do. There's like so many choices, options, opportunities. You know, there's 7 cups there. Which one do I pick? Do I go after this one? Do I go after that one? 7 of Cups can also indicate maybe being a little bit confused, clouded in the head. There could be a sense of like overindulgence in substances, whether it's, you know, those adult beverages or other things. There's kind of like a clouding of the head, so you're not able to think clearly. You're not able to see what it is you should do next or what it is you want next, things like that. Let's get your future energy. I'm gonna just take a note of these. It's 5 of Cups and 10 of Swords. If they want to pop out later, they will, but just one card, Spirit, for future energy, please. One card, Spirit, for future energy, please. Remember, time is linear, so your future could be literally in this exact moment. Future energy. Here's something that's good for the viewer, please. What's next? What's in the future? Please do one card for the future. Yeah, definitely feeling a sense of confusion here. And with confusion comes stagnation and delays and... Oh, there we go. Finally got one. I fell on the floor. And future energy is Knight of Cups. Ugh. The Knight of Cups, he's kind of like charming. He can be graceful. He's like full of emotions. He can be, you know, somebody that's connected to his emotions or picks up on other people's emotions. He's also very kind of, you know what he wants. He's tactful, diplomatic. He can be a negotiator. So there's a sense of somebody that's like wanting to move forward in a direction in possibly a relationship or something that they, you know, fills their cup there. Yeah, he's definitely on it. You're definitely getting a sense of knowing which direction to move forward, and something is, you've made a decision, or somebody's made a decision here to move forward in a direction in which they feel like would be the best opportunity for them to fill that cup. Cups are all about emotions, feelings, loves, you know, relationships, things like that. So this is definitely relating to some kind of like relationship. What are the next steps here, please? Or it could be related to something that you feel extremely passionate about if it's a career pursuit. What are the next steps here? Next steps. Hanged Man. Let's get that influencing energy out here. Maybe I'll go back and clarify a little bit, but Hanged Man indicates there's a sense of just not really moving forward with anything. Like a lack of direction, waiting, kind of observing, watching things as they unfold, taking the time to pay attention to things, reflect, think about what it is you want, how you're going to move forward. But it's like a very slow energy. What is this influencing energy? 10 of Cups. The influencing energy here is, you know, you wanting, you know, that white picket fence, as I call it. You know when, you know, sometimes you're a kid and you daydream about like growing up and getting married and having kids and having a house and a dog and, you know, the white picket fence and the whole 9 yards. That's what this card indicates to me. So it's like a happy family life, a happy home. Kind of have everything you want there. So that's in the influencing energy position. Potential outcome. King of Wands is in the potential outcome position. King of Wands is, you know, he can be a leader. He can think about the big picture. You know, he takes control. He's, he makes, you know, bold, daring decisions because he's optimistic, but he's also very protective over those who he's involved with in a daily life, like his own little team, his own little family, his own little home, anything that's like close to him. He's very protective of them, but he's also he's more like a leader. He likes to take control, things like that. I'm going to get an overall energy here. What is the overall energy? Overall energy, Spirit, please. Two of Cups. So the overall energy is something that, excuse me, it's in a position where it's kind of known. It's out in the open. You know about it. People around you know about it. You know, people are talking about it. You're talking about it. You're making plans. You're updating people, things like that. So the Two of Cups is in that position, and that represents like a unity, like a partnership, some kind of attraction, connection, a close bond with somebody that you have mutual respect for. And it's usually related to a love relationship. Two of Cups can be, you know, a divine partner of sorts. It could also indicate that this might be like husband, wife material kind of like relationship. So that's the overall energy here. And I'm going to get an underlying energy too. And in that position, usually it's like what's kind of hidden, what's kind of unknown. With this position, it's like if you're talking to people about it, you're not telling very many people. And it could even be something that you are kind of ignoring yourself, or you're like completely unconscious of it. So there might be something like you bury or suppress and you don't even know that it's like causing an impact on the situation in, you know, in its entirety, but it's kind of like a little hidden secret in one way or another, either to yourself, unintentionally of course, but to, you know, those who aren't close to you. Like, so if you have a best friend, or you're really close with your dad or your mom, sister, brother, things like that, that you're close to. Yeah, definitely secrets down there. Definitely secrets in the secret position. The underlying energy. The moon is popping out here. The moon represents like some type of illusion. And there could possibly be some kind of secret, some kind of fear, some kind of uncertainty, confusion, something that's like you're unconscious about. But it also can indicate, the moon represents the mother in astrology, but then it also can indicate like your own intuitive abilities. So there might be something going on here where there is some kind of secret, some kind of unknown. Maybe you're not even aware of what this could potentially be, or this could be secrets being kept from you, or secrets you're keeping from others, things like that. It can also indicate a sense of fear. So there might be something you're innately afraid of, but you're not even aware of it. But maybe you're afraid of potentially moving forward in a certain direction, and you know your fears revolving around that have not been like shared. So we'll see. I'm going to get clarification on all of these cards to kind of try to connect the dots a little bit better here, and then see what Spirit has to say for us. So let's get some clarification on the Tower, please. Again, that Tower is that rip the rug out from underneath you moment. Kind of dazed, confused. How do I move forward? How do I put things back together? Kind of chaos. It can be you feeling defeated, feeling like you lost everything. And that's what a Tower moment usually can indicate. Like whatever it is that you really felt content with and safe with in life, Spirit has a tendency to come in and rip that right out from underneath you to get you moving in a direction that you need to go here. So that's your past energy. I want clarification on the Tower, please. Clarification on the Tower, please. High Priestess. Definitely a higher power, maybe an inner voice. It's still kind of your, the High Priestess is very intuitive, but they're also mysterious. So it's like somebody that knows something here. Maybe they're not sharing it, or maybe you know something and you're not sharing it, or maybe there's some kind of like spiritual downloads that are coming in. Maybe you're trying to listen to your inner voice or get in touch with your intuition, or maybe you lost that ability, or maybe this is involving somebody who has those abilities there. Because they kind of know, the High Priestess is kind of like a person that they just know, you know. They have like one of the clairs, so to speak, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, you know, etc., etc. They can be a medium. Somebody's, you know, involved in the spiritual world here. Can I get clarification on the High Priestess? So there's a sense of losing your stability in a way. Clarification on the High Priestess here. Oh, this might be an awakening moment for somebody out there, because that tends to happen a lot when people go through like rock bottom situations, which is very similar to the Tower moment. And you know how like when people experience Tower moments, they get woke, if you know what I mean. Clarify the Seven of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. So there's some kind of confusion as to why your hard work is slowly moving forward. Seven of Pentacles is like something that you put time, energy, efforts, resources into, and you're watching it grow. You're waiting for results. You know, you're being patient, you're being planning, you know, you're planning, you're being analytical, strategic almost, and you're kind of like waiting to harvest the rewards of your hard labor there. But there's a sense of confusion on which way to go. Yep. And in which direction to go in here. And it's Eight of Pentacles, like it's something that you're really good at here. Like it's a skill or a talent that you have. It's like high quality. It can also be related to high standards. You can be an expert in this field of work. There's some kind of mastery. Like you're doing something and you're doing it really well, but you're also earning an income from it as well. So there's some type of confusion on how to move forward in this skill set that you have. I wonder how this is going to be ending up related to these things here. All right, let's see what the Knight of Cups is all about. Again, that Knight of Cups, you know, he can be charming, artistic, tactful, diplomatic. He can be a mediator, negotiator, somebody that kind of is like intuitive themselves and uses their emotions, and they're intuitive. They listen to their gut, but then they also know what it is that they want that would fill their cup there. So it's somebody that's intuitively going in a direction of what they know would fulfill them. So let's get some clarification on the Knight of Cups. Spirit, please clarify the Knight of Cups, please. Spirit, please clarify the Knight of Cups. Please clarify the Knight of Cups. Page of Swords is clarifying the Knight of Cups. Page of Swords is all about pages are all about like messages of sorts, incoming information, whether it be, you know, in the physical realm or in the spiritual realm. But whenever I see the Page of Swords, it's somebody that might be paying attention to you. Somebody that might be watching your moves, wondering what your next step is. They might be checking out your social media. They could potentially be stalking you, researching you, following up on you, just paying attention to you, but you don't know that they're watching you and observing you. So it could be a competitor watching your moves. It could also be, I don't know, somebody that's interested in pursuing you in a relationship that's watching what you're going to be ending up doing next there. You know, there's a sense of like communication with the Page of Swords too. So some kind of information could have came in and that was shared with you, and now you're ready to pursue that one cup that you chose out of the 7 cups here. What is this Page of Swords, Space Spirit? Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is, it's about changes, you know, cycles, fate, you know, just, or it could indicate unexplained events too, but it's more linked to like luck, fortune, destiny, fate, you know, changes, the cycles we go through in life. And, it, you know, when there's an opportunity here where things are going to change. They're going to change for the better. What's the Hangman here? Now in the next steps position, there it's the Hangman, so there's a sense of hanging out, waiting around, observing, reflecting, watching, taking information in, analyzing it. Like a waiting. lack of direction, kind of uncertain about what to do next, and you're kind of trying to analyze it, think it through. Tell me about the Hangman, please. Ooh. There might have been some kind of, whenever I see the Five of Wands, I think of battle of the ego there, but there's some type of like competition, some kind of battle, conflict, arguments, tension, battle with the ego, your ego, battle of the egos. Something happened here where two egos might have butted heads. There could have been some kind of conflict. And now you're trying to process that conflict and what it entailed, how it got to that situation in the first place. Kind of reflecting on all, like the chain of events that led up to this conflict. What is this? What is this Five of Wands, please, Spirit? Two of Wands. Being at a crossroads here, yeah. So there might be some kind of like conflict between you and another person where maybe you were at a crossroads and didn't really know which direction you wanted to move forward, or they were. It could also be like crossroads, like conflict about how to move forward, conflict about making a decision, taking a risk in one direction and pursuing one path over the other path. There's maybe some kind of internal conflict there about what to do, which direction to go. Could potentially be some kind of conflict with you and another person. I know you're kind of like wondering how did it get there? What is the influencing energy here? Now the influencing energy is like it can influence the energy from past, present, future, and all the goodies in between. So it can play a role in any part of the situation. It's kind of like the overall, the big picture kind of position and card here. Like why did we fight over this? And why are we chasing after that? And why are we researching that? And you know, like this is the reason why all of this is happening. So it's the Ten of Cups, and that's kind of like a sense of a family life, happy home, white picket fence, whole 9 yards, that kind of energy. It's the ultimate, you know, goal for a lot of people in life is to, you know, get married, settle down, have kids, build a home, have great careers, maybe build a white picket fence and plant an orange tree or something like that, and have all these material possessions and your family life as well. So what is this Ten of Pentacles and influencing energy, please? Can you explain that? I think it would be pretty obvious to say that that card might just stand alone there because it's kind of it speaks for itself in wanting, like, you know, that happy home life. That could definitely influence anybody's situation there. And then there's the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, they're, you know, practical, reliable, efficient. They can be like very, very slow, but they're hardworking, they're committed, they're patient, and, you know, conservative. So there's a sense of wanting to commit and be patient with a situation that would bring you that happy home life there. What is the King of Wands, please? What about the King of Wands? King of Wands is, you know, that big picture leader, that guy, that masculine that takes control. Possible outcome is being worried about being able to lead. Or maybe this leader here, this masculine energy, is up at night. Because when I see the Nine of Swords there, sorry, that's an indication of like something that's really burdening the mind. It's keeping you up at night. You're kind of having like these unrealistic fears about what could go wrong if you went this way or that way in certain direction. It's like imagined fears. You could potentially be having nightmares as well. This possible outcome here with this, you know, King of Wands can kind of indicate that there might be a masculine energy in this situation that is having those types of worries and fears in the middle of the night. It's stressing them out. It's interrupting their sleep. And it's further clarified with the Empress. Right away when I see that, I always think about new life. Now, new life can physically mean childbirth. So maybe there's a person that's like worried about somebody being pregnant, worried about getting pregnant, things to that extent. But the Empress, it could be, you know, it's a divine feminine energy. But there she's very, you know, nurturing, fertile, creative. She's beautiful. She's abundant. You know, she has everything. She likes to spend her time out in nature, things like that. And then along with that, there's also a sense of creating something new, something that you could potentially be passionate about. But there's a sense of like this masculine energy that is like worried about something to deal with this Empress here. You know, the Empress can mean a physical person, creating something with a physical person, or worried about creating or going after a new opportunity that you're passionate about there. But I'm kind of seeing a lot of like references to, you know, this being more closely related to the like a relationship. The overall energy here is the Two of Cups, just coming back to that. The Two of Cups is a card that indicates unity, partnership. There's kind of like a connection, attraction, a close bond between two joining forces. There's a mutual respect. I always see this card as like the marriage card, and since it was in our overall energy, I'm going to say this is most likely about a relationship with somebody you want to be with, or somebody thinking about being with somebody here, and kind of having like some kind of marriage after realizing a lot of things. It looks like. What is this Two of Cups, please? What is this Two of Cups, please? The Devil almost wanted to come out to me. That could be risky behavior, obsessions, possibly using substances, being maybe gambling too much, or maybe being too promiscuous, you know, whatever the Devil energy could be. And the Queen of Wands. So there might be Queen of Wands is it's a single lady who could have lost her mother already, but she's also confident, self-assured. She's passionate, determined, optimistic. She can be social. She kind of can be in the limelight. She can have a lot of people looking up to her. She's kind of she can be a businesswoman. She can work in a place where there's a lot of people that look up to her, kind of thing, or she's in the public spot often. She might be teaching something. She might be speaking about something, that kind of thing. She could also be a little bit darker in nature. And she's very creative, very passionate. She's full of vitality. And the Nine of Wands. Yeah, there might have something that happened here between two people involving a female that's kind of in the limelight here. And now there's a sense of like Nine of Wands is a last stand, like a persistence, like a resilience, like somebody's persevering, close to success, but you're tired. You just kind of like want to move on, get it over with, rip the Band-Aid off. But I also see the Nine of Wands as a card of like, yeah, you just got done struggling with a whole bunch of stuff and you want to take a 5-minute break, and that's all you get is a 5-minute break because you're almost there. You just need to get back up and head back out there because that, you know, the end is near and you'll be successful. You'll conquer all these like hardships and blockages and battles and conflicts and things that are causing stress in your life. You're almost done with it. It's almost over, basically. So the Moon is the underlying energy here. So the underlying energy, again, is something hidden, something you may not even know about yourself, but it's definitely something that you're not sharing with a whole bunch of people, maybe 1 or 2 people that are close to you. The Moon itself represents, like, you know, your intuition. It could also mostly, when I see it, it's mostly related to like fears or secrets, things like that. So what is the mood all about here? What is the fears and secrets in the hidden position? The underlying energy. What is this mood all about here, please, Spirit? Oh. Five of Cups. Yeah, Five of Cups is a sense of loss, grieving, sense of paying too much attention to your sadness and grief and not acknowledging what it is that you still have left standing. And it could be related to a heartbreak of sorts here. So there's like somebody might be grieving the loss of a relationship or the loss of somebody in their life here, because, and they're not sharing it with people, because there's a sense of like, oh, I need to move on with life because I've got these two cups standing behind me here, you know, and I need to move on, but I just want to focus on what is lost here. And I'm not really sharing it with a lot of people. I'm not sharing my grief, and it has to deal with something related to a heartbreak. And now whenever I see Three of Swords, that's third-party energy. So there might have been a relationship at one point, especially with the Two of Cups at the top of the overall energy here. There this might be a breakup that has happened. You know, some kind of tower moment for somebody, and they're like, oh crap, what did I do? And now they're paying attention to their wants and needs and trying to move forward, but they're still afraid of something. What is this Three of Swords here, please? Three of Swords, please, Spirit. You know, and I recently went through a situation like this. Yeah, definitely there was a third-party energy here. Something that was... could have been somebody work-related to either you or the person you're involved in. So maybe there was some kind of affair that went on. Like you had an affair with a coworker, or your significant other had an affair with a coworker, and it did lead to a breakup here. And now there's a sense of grief and loss, and it was all hidden. It was all a secret. Not very many people knew about this. Spirit, what do you have for advice? Spirit, what is your advice? Spirit, what is your advice? Spirit, what is your advice? Death. Yeah, something definitely ended here. So the Death card, you know, indicates an ending, change, transition, letting go, releasing something. So it's the ending of something, but when there's an ending, there's a new beginning. One more for the Death card, please. Advice, please. One more for advice. So yeah, the advice is definitely to move on, let it go, move forward. Find peace in whatever way that might be, in whatever way that entails for you. Find peace with the situation, let it go, move on. Yep, this is a wrap, people. The World. So the World card is another indication of something coming to an ending, something coming to a close, a completion. It's done. It's over with. Something that you could have like either achieved, you know, wholeness. So it can go both ways. There can be an ending of a cycle here, ending of a lesson, ending of a career, ending of a relationship. It's done. It's over with. You've already achieved all the things that you could possibly achieve in that cycle. And now it's time to move on. It's time to forgive, forget, heal, let go, and find peace with the situation because it was part of your destined path here. So that's your advice. And we have the Page of Cups underneath, and it looks like that once you do come to peace with whatever situation this was, it looks like there might be an incoming message of sort from somebody who might be interested in pursuing you in a relationship. Could be a dreamer. They can be innocent. They can be a daydreamer. Or this could be you reconnecting with your inner child again, and you have your head in the clouds and you're daydreaming again, and you're feeling all the potential and possibilities of life now that you are free from this situation and have found clarity and peace with it. Now you feel free to pursue what it is that makes your inner child light up. Or it could be somebody coming in trying to offer you a cup of love and a new romance will begin. But we'll see. We'll see what next week says. But I hope that was helpful for you guys. And I'm just going to leave it there. And have a great Tuesday.